The modern call, rebuilding Zion's assembly. The call of the Jerusalem assembly did not fade when the apostles laid down their heads in rest. The covenant path they walked still stretches across the earth, winding through villages, cities, scattered families, and the quiet places where households gather in the name of Yeshua. Though centuries have passed and kingdoms have risen and fallen, the pattern Yahweh set in Jerusalem remains, like an ancient road beneath dust, steady, straight, waiting for feet willing to walk it again. Those who look at the world around them see confusion, division, and many voices pulling in many directions. Yet the covenant path does not depend on the world's order. It depends on Yahweh's word, Yeshua's teaching, the Ruach's breath, and households that choose obedience. To rebuild Zion's assembly today is not to build towers or institutions. It is to strengthen homes, open tables, appoint righteous elders, walk in purity, care for the needy, and live daily as those who belong to a holy king. Rebuilding begins where the ancient pattern began, in the home. Fathers must lift their hands again in blessing, guiding their families in the commands of Yahweh, teaching the words of Yeshua at dawn and at dusk. Mothers must light the lamps of wisdom in their homes, shaping hearts with gentleness and strength. Children must hear scripture read aloud, see mercy practiced, watch forgiveness lived, and walk behind their parents as sheep follow a shepherd's steps. A strong household becomes a small Jerusalem, a lamp that cannot be hidden. When households open their tables, the assembly takes shape. Bread broken in remembrance of Yeshua becomes the center of fellowship once more. Food shared without price becomes the sign of covenant love. Strangers welcomed to become brothers. Widows honored become mothers of the house. Families that eat together, pray together, and share burdens become woven into a single fabric. A table can do what towers cannot, form hearts. Rebuilding requires leadership shaped by righteousness, not ambition. Elders must rise who carry the weight of the gate, discerning with wisdom, guiding with steadiness, correcting with gentleness, protecting with courage. Overseers must watch over the flock, not as lords but as shepherds who know every face. Fathers must shepherd their own tents before guiding others. Teachers must open scripture with clarity. Prophets must speak truth with fear of Yahweh, not fear of men. Servants must carry burdens with joy. Leadership anchored in character, not power, rebuilds Zion. Daily rhythm must return. The covenant path cannot rest on weekly gatherings alone. Prayer in the morning sets the heart. Scripture at midday strengthens the mind. Fellowship in the evening steadies the soul. Blessings spoken over children shape generations. Songs rising from households turn the city into a field ready for harvest. When the people walk in daily devotion, the Ruach fills the house like wind through olive trees. Mercy must become the mark of the assembly. The poor are not problems, they are tests of the heart. Widows are not burdens, they are treasures to be honored. Strangers are not threats. They are guests under Yahweh's shadow. When households open their doors, when hands bring food to the hungry, when garments are shared freely, when burdens are carried without complaint, the world sees Yeshua in the flesh. Mercy turns hearts. Mercy removes walls. Mercy rebuilds the ruins. Purity must be guarded. The covenant path is narrow and the world presses close with snares at every turn. Eyes must be trained to look on righteousness. Tongues must speak truth. Hands must work justice. Feet must avoid crooked paths. Elders must guard the gates. Fathers must guard their homes. Brothers must restore one another when stumbling. Sin hidden in corners must be brought into light. Purity keeps the house strong. Impurity weakens its beams. Unity must be cherished. A divided assembly cannot walk the covenant path. Brothers must resolve disputes quickly. Sisters must speak with kindness. Households must support one another. Elders must keep peace at the gates. Gossip must find no soil to take root. Envy must be cut down like thorns in a vineyard. Unity is not sameness. It is covenant loyalty that binds many hearts into one. Endurance must be nurtured, for the road ahead is long and the world gives little rest. Trials will come as they came for the first disciples, but Yahweh gives strength to those who wait on him. The Ruach steadies trembling knees. Hope in the resurrection gives courage when fear knocks at the door. The expectation of Yeshua's return keeps lamps burning. Endurance is forged through prayer, fellowship, scripture, and trust in the Holy One who never breaks his covenant. Thus Zion's assembly can be rebuilt not by force, not by might, not by the designs of men, but by households walking the ancient way set by Yeshua and sealed by Yahweh's breath. Wherever families gather around the name, wherever elders guard the gates, wherever tables welcome the weak, wherever purity is kept, wherever mercy flows, wherever the Ruach guides, there Jerusalem rises again, not in stone, but in people. This is the call for today. Return to the mountain of Yahweh, return to the teaching of Yeshua, return to the fire of the Ruach, return to the covenant life walked by the first assembly. Strengthen the home, open the table, guard the path, care for the weak, walk in purity, endure in hope, shine like lamps in a dark world, rebuild Zion, not with bricks, but with obedience, not with monuments, but with mercy, not with programs, but with households walking in the fear of Yahweh, and walk the covenant path until the King returns.